Frost's proposal to Jasmine Washington, and Rasheeda's emotional collapse, a watershed moment in their stormy relationship. For a considerable amount of time, the stars of reality TV have shared some of their most raw, emotional, and passionate moments on screen. Among these celebrities, the audience has been captivated by Rasheeda and Kirk Frost from the hit show Love and Hip Hop, Atlanta for years because of their turbulent marriage. Their love-filled, betrayed, and spotlight-pulling romance has been the subject of much discussion and conjecture. However, nothing could have prepared the world for the emotional collapse that Rasheeda experienced upon her husband Kirk Frost's proposal to his previous mistress, Jasmine Washington. This explosive incident is not just another spectacle from reality TV. This pivotal moment emphasizes the intricacy of love, the need for forgiveness, and the challenge of moving on after betrayal. We delve into the underlying feelings Rasheeda felt, the circumstances surrounding her emotional collapse, and the fallout from Kirk's unexpected proposal to Jasmine in this comprehensive story. The context: a past of betrayal. In order to fully comprehend the emotional breakdown that follows, one must first grasp the background of Kirk Frost and Rasheeda's relationship. After more than 20 years of marriage, the pair has experienced many hardships together, but none have been as trying as Kirk's extramarital romance with Jasmine Washington. Kirk made more than one mistake in his adultery. Rasheeda's world fell apart when she learned that it had produced a kid. The revelation of Jasmine's pregnancy by Kirk rocked not just their marriage, but also the trust that Rasheeda and Kirk had gradually developed over the years. While many well-known couples battle with gossip and charges, the Frosts had to cope with an unavoidable fact: Kirk's son Cannon, who was born during his adulterous affair with Jasmine, was present. Rasheeda suffered much anguish and disgrace, but she struggled for years to keep her marriage intact. She made an effort to forget about Kirk and mend their relationship, but she was clearly under stress. Each episode of Love and Hip Hop, Atlanta seemed to take a closer look at their broken marriage, exposing more pain, resentment, and uncertainty about whether their union could withstand such a serious betrayal. Rasheeda remained a rock of resilience in spite of the betrayal, not just for her children, but also for her business. Many women found encouragement in her fortitude as they observed how gracefully she handled the circumstance despite it seemed unachievable. That resilience was put to the test, though, when Kirk made the unfathomable choice to pop the question to Jasmine Washington. The idea: an inexcusable betrayal? It was shocking and somewhat perplexing for Kirk to decide to pop the question to Jasmine. Not only was it true that he was still Rasheeda's legal husband, but the timing and logic of the proposal also left everyone, Rasheeda foremost, shook. Kirk tried to accept responsibility for his actions and make apologies by proposing to Jasmine. He considered it as a means of reaffirming his dedication to Jasmine and their kid Cannon. However, Rasheeda thought that the proposal completely disregarded everything that they had experienced together. Though his acts had caused deep scars, she had tried to restore their marriage, remained by Kirk through thick and thin, and forgave him for his adultery. And yet here he was, presenting the woman who had destroyed their family with a ring. Nor was the proposal's announcement made in a private setting. Like so much in the realm of reality TV, Rasheeda learned about it by word of mouth. The news that her husband had not only maintained his relationship with Jasmine, but had further taken it to the next level, proposing marriage, caught her off guard. The emotional detox, exposing Rasheeda's suffering. Rasheeda was shocked to get the news at first. Kirk was the man she had loved and supported for so long. It didn't seem imaginable that he could betray her in such a terrible and public way. She attempted to explain it to herself at first, telling herself it was simply another dramatizing tale from the tabloids. However, the weight of the treachery hit her like a tidal wave when the truth was revealed. The ensuing emotional meltdown was more than a fleeting loss of control. It was the culmination of years of long-suppressed hurt, resentment, and frustration. Rasheeda had always taken great satisfaction in her ability to remain composed and strong in the face of chaos. But it was too much this time. Away from the public and the cameras, in a quiet moment, Rasheeda allowed herself to fully collapse. Hours passed while she sobbed, lamenting the end of the life she believed she had and the future she had planned with Kirk. Because of the work she had put into keeping their marriage intact, the betrayal felt much more intense. In the hopes that he would ultimately see how much he had hurt her and make apologies, she had given Kirk chance after chance. However, he had decided to pop the question to the same woman who had brought him such suffering. Although friends and relatives attempted to console Rasheeda, the emotional damage was too great. It was about more than simply the proposal. It was about the years of deceit, humiliation in public, and betrayal she had experienced. She had been holding all of her feelings inside for so long, and it was obvious that she needed time to heal after her breakdown. Like with most things in the world of reality TV, rumors about Kirk's proposal and Rasheeda's emotional collapse immediately circulated via gossip blogs and social media. Rasheeda's supporters were furious and demanded that she permanently leave Kirk. Many believed Rasheeda was entitled to better treatment than this and considered the proposal to be the ultimate betrayal. Conversely, Kirk encountered strong criticism for his deeds. Many criticized him for being conceited and cunning, accusing him of controlling both of the women in his life by making the proposal to Jasmine. It was obvious that his acts had ruined his public image in addition to his relationship with Rasheeda. Even after receiving a ton of support from friends and family, Rasheeda wasn't sure what to do next. Given how much of herself she had put into her marriage to Kirk, quitting seemed like giving up. She was aware, however, that she could not stay in a relationship in which she was being deceived and injured on a regular basis. Rasheeda decided to break things off with Kirk after giving it some thought. It was one of the most difficult choices she had ever had to make, but it was also essential for her own health. She understood that she had to remove herself from the toxic environment that had characterized their relationship for so long if she was to heal. It was more than just the proposal to Jasmine that drove Rasheeda to decide to leave Kirk. It was also about regaining her own autonomy and authority. She'd let her relationship with Kirk define her for years, but now she was ready to remake herself according to her own standards. Determined to create a life away from her marriage, she concentrated on her enterprises, her singing, and her kids. Even though Rasheeda's emotional collapse and her choice to split from Kirk took center stage, Jasmine Washington was also put in an awkward situation. She felt conflicted about Kirk's proposition, even if it was intended to strengthen their bond. Even while Jasmine had feelings for Kirk, she hadn't planned for their relationship to reach this stage, nor did she think that he would get engaged to Rasheeda while they were still legally married. Jasmine also had trouble dealing with the attention from the public that came with being the other woman. It was far more complicated than she could have ever anticipated, even though she had hoped that her relationship with Kirk would develop into something more stable. She wasn't prepared for the level of attention the proposal brought her, and she started to wonder if this was really what she wanted. Jasmine ultimately turned down Kirk's proposal, primarily due to the unsolved difficulties between him and Rasheeda. She understood that their relationship had been based on fragile foundations, and that ignoring the past would only make things worse for everyone concerned. Following these incidents, Kirk and Rasheeda have each started the process of starting again in their own lives. For Rasheeda, this meant putting her business and personal development first. She demonstrated that she could succeed without Kirk by going after new business ventures and continuously growing her clothes line. Conversely, Kirk was forced to accept the results of his deeds. Even though he had intended to keep his relationships with Rasheeda and Jasmine intact, he eventually came to the conclusion that his decisions had pushed a difficult-to-bridge rift between them. Since then, he has apologized for his handling of the matter and has tried to co-parent Canon and Jasmine in a more considerate and mature way. Rasheeda's emotional collapse in reaction to Kirk's proposal to Jasmine marked a turning point in both her life and their relationship story. It brought to light the profound hurt and betrayal she had endured over the years, but it also signaled a turning point in her path to recovery and empowerment. In the end, Rasheeda's choice to put herself first and distance herself from Kirk was evidence of her fortitude and resiliency.